Hello, my beautiful souls. So, today, something has been on my spirit to channel this reading, okay? Um, with the late rapper Speaker Knockerz, who passed away in late 2013 to 2014. He was born and raised in South Carolina. He went viral for his song Rico Story. And honestly, a lot of speculations have been going on amongst the years on how he passed away. And recently I seen a video of his parents coming out about the situation with their son, and I just felt called to channel this energy to dive deeply into what exactly brewed up that day on the following demise. So let's join in, guys. Much respect for him. You know, he was very talented, and I feel like he's calling me to do this reading, okay? So I'm La Luna Poubelle, your favorite host, spiritualist, tarot reader, sensual dancer, and so much more. Notebook if you need to write some things down, because we about to really dive into what's going on. We welcome into this reading the Most High God, the source, all creation. We also welcome Eshu, gateway opener, to reveal the truth on exactly what happened the night of his passing, okay? So the cards has said King of Pentacles in reverse. There was a lot of greed that he was surrounded by. A lot of people were obsessed over his wealth and wanting to own him. Like I said, his parents was his manager. They were managing his money. But before he passed away, he had confided in his parents that he wanted to be independent and, you know, do it on his own. And they were seeming like they were okay with it. But for the safety reasons only, I'm going to say all of this is allegedly. This is for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't from this situation. But please, this is real, okay? But we're going to say allegedly. But he was surrounded by greed. A lot of people was pocket watching him, money watching him, okay? There was the element that day was just chaotic. There was a lot of tension going on. There was friends that he also was around as well that prior day of his passing. And during the passing of that as well, he also could have been around a lot of fire signs too. He had a Pacific fire sign element, Aries. That's what I'm getting, Aries, Sagittarius. Okay, Spirit, what hidden contracts were at play in his career? Any hidden contracts in his career or family dynamics tied to his money? Yes, there was also a lot of delays, okay? So there was like, everybody was panicking around him because he was choosing to go independent. You know, he didn't want to be signed to anybody, and he actually was he was getting an opportunity to go to another record label in the midst of all of that. So there was a frustration on getting him to sign something to signify it, to significantly signify that he had signed that deal, okay? So there was a lot of frustration going on, and there was panic modes, and I'm getting the energy also of his parents were panicking as well. They were feeling the loss of him moving on with his career. That's what I'm getting as well, the energy of his parents as well, panicking. They were amongst that triangle of people who were frustrated that they couldn't get him to sign a deal. From Spirit's perspective, what led to him passing? Okay, from Spirit's perspective, what led to Speaker Knockerz passing? Okay, what led to his demise, Spirit? Because he was coming into abundance, okay? He was coming into abundance. He was in his energy of growth. He was expanding. He was at the peak of his career, you know? You remember his song? Started out with nothing, I was hungry. Now I got a bunch of niggas bitches on me. Fuck, I don't want to be a homie. I had to make a couple bands by my lonely. Factuals, okay? That's significant, okay? There was also an energy of he had a nurturing mother, the headarchy, okay, the mother, all right, in the midst of his passing, mother. And also he had elevation going on, okay? He was growing, okay? I'm just trying to channel these in the ways that I can get y'all to understand what's going on, okay? So his mother was always in his life, okay? She was always like nurturing him, and she was taking care of his finances, and she was just present in his life. That's what I'm getting the energy. But he was also coming into growth, abundance, okay? He was about to move out, go venture out, okay? And like I said, after his passing, his parents did move out of the certain area that they were living in, okay? So I had asked the cards, did his parents have anything to do with, the ending of his career? And Two of Wands upright came up. And what that is showing is that the mother was the hierarchy of the family, okay? She was the dominant one. She was controlling the funds, and she was, getting him booked for certain things, and setting up the contracts in play. But he wanted to break out of the contract. Speaker Knockerz wanted to get out of the contract. That is what was causing frustration, conflict, and he just was wanting to just get out of it, but his mother was the dominary of the family. She was dominant. She was telling him suggesting for him to rethink his decision, okay? But I asked that question specifically. It's not saying that they had something to do with it, okay? They didn't have anything to do with him being passing away. But the mother figure was the main one who definitely was the do all be all, okay? She said what she said went, okay? What role did the matrix of the illusion music industry play in Speaker Knockerz departure? That just popped out of the deck, okay? Okay, they was trying to get him into competition to compete with a bunch of people, all right? They were trying to control him in a way. They were challenging him to basically trying to just mentally get him to go forward with the procedure of signing that contract, okay? They were repetitively doing it. They were just constantly always bringing that up to his parents, and the parents were then trying to get Speaker Knockerz to change his mind. But then all of that leading up to his demise, all of that pressure, all of that stress, him trying to fight to get out. He was only 19 years old at the time. He was trying to fight to get out of that contract. He didn't want to do any more dealings with that, but the industry was pushing his parents, which led to them to have him reconsider his decision, which was a lot of challenges going on. The matrix of the music industry was definitely pinpointing and pinpicking too much of what they wanted for his career as he was glowing up and growing. And I don't mean to be insensitive when I say this, and I asked the question of, was his cause of him leaving, was it because of the health issues he was suffering with his heart? You got in the card decks Queen of Pentacles reversed. You had X of Wands reversed, okay? You have Three of Cups upright, disappointment, abandonment, withdrawal. So at his very ending of his days, he felt abandoned, okay? He felt like the contract trying to get him to just sign it was overbearing. The mother energy, as she is the hierarchy, she controlled things. She was dominating things. He kind of felt like she was overbearing, and it was kind of making him isolated. Like he wanted to get away, you feel me? He wanted to get away from all of the stress of the labels and everything like that. He was 19 years old, but he had a lot of stress in his heart, a lot of pain that he was feeling, so much that he was carrying. And this is why he warned us as fellow independent artists to not burn yourself out to achieve something that comes to an inevitable end, okay? Don't burn yourself out just to get to the top and find out that this is how it feels, this is how it is. Wow. Or trying to make people feel comfortable by being a people pleaser, or just overall trying to keep the peace, but by you keeping the peace with other people, you're not at peace with yourself, okay? What message does Speaker Knockerz have for the future upcoming children of kids that are coming up, artists that are independent? What's something that he would like to share for them? Please do not burn out in this lifestyle, okay? He was young, 19 years old, and he was doing it all, okay? Do not allow these labels to conflict your mind and have you in exhaustion, have you running around different ways, okay? can't get worse, only upward, okay? This is what he is saying right now. He's telling the youth of today, the creators of today, that if you continue to burn out and, sign contracts with, not holding your boundaries with these people, they will continue to run amok amongst you, okay? And it will come to a devastating ending. It will come to a devastating ending, especially with rappers and celebrities and that nature. This is exactly what he did not want to merge into. Okay, this is what he was battling with behind the scenes. But he is saying to the upcoming artists of today to not allow these labels to swindle you into signing a contract without looking over it. Especially because they try their best to always keep it and continuously shove it in your ears. And to anybody who's close to you, they'll put a word in their ear too. Okay, this is how he's talking to me. He's not upset with his parents. Okay, they had nothing to do with it, and that's not what I'm stating. Okay, I'm just telling you what happened during this time in his life frame. He was juggling a lot. He had a lot coming to him at a very young age. Fame came rapidly, and before fame, he was already doing music. He was from New York, okay, but he passed in South Carolina. But he had a lot of things that he was just doing everything that he thought he could. He was grinding, he was in a hustle mode. But with everybody's opinions on what he should do and what he should not do and all of this stuff, maybe, and definitely I'm getting a woman energy as well. Someone broke his heart. A woman that he was definitely like really in tune with. So he was really suffering from a lot of pain. He was holding it in. He was trying to keep it up and trying to make it seem like everything is fine because he wanted to keep the peace with everybody. So the message that Speaker Knockerz got for us is that we're not going to keep the peace if we're not at peace. We're not going to be trying to struggle being in the rat race of trying to get to the top just to find out that it's an inevitable end. Because at the top, a lot of demonic contracts, a lot of people want to steal up your energy, a lot of people want to drain you of your life force. So that's the message that he has today. And I thank you, Speaker Knockerz, for talking to me. And I love you so much. And may you rest peacefully, okay? May your parents heal from this situation. And I do apologize if I'm coming off insensitive. I don't mean it, okay? I love the fact that, y'all was really in his life. Y'all made sure to make sure he has a good career with himself as well. It's just that he was carrying a lot. He was carrying a lot during this time at a very young age at 19. How can we as a collective honor his legacy as independent artists, Spirit? How can we as a collective honor his legacy? All right, this is what he's saying. He's saying stay independent, okay? Don't go for things just because times are hard. Don't allow betrayal to lead you into doing things that you wouldn't do if you never experienced that. He's saying have the courage, be persistent. Don't allow other outsiders to try to shape your career, your lifestyle, okay? By any means necessary, choose yourself all at once, okay? Have faith, have boundaries, all right? And at the same time, he is saying, you got to move strategic in this industry.